You've been working hard, growing, improving, and then you opened your phone and someone else's life made yours feel worthless. And the worst part? You handed them the weapon. That's not motivation. That's self-destruction. Today's quote comes from Theodore Roosevelt. He said, "Comparison is the thief of joy." 6 words, and somehow they describe the one epidemic nobody wants to admit they have, because comparison doesn't announce itself. It doesn't feel like self-destruction. It feels like motivation. It feels like awareness. It feels like you're just paying attention, but you're not paying attention. You're paying a price. Think about the last time you were genuinely happy about something. A promotion, a new apartment, a goal you finally hit. You felt it, that real, clean satisfaction. And then you saw someone else's version of the same thing. Bigger, faster, further along. And just like that, your win stopped feeling like a win. Nothing changed about what you achieved, but everything changed about how it felt. Think about the person grinding at work, putting in the hours, growing steadily. Then they scroll for 5 minutes and suddenly feel 3 years behind. Their timeline didn't change. Their progress didn't disappear. But someone else's highlight reel just rewrote how they felt about their own story. They go home deflated, not because they failed, because they compared. Or think about the couple who was perfectly happy until they started attending other people's weddings. Suddenly, the apartment feels too small. The relationship feels too ordinary. The proposal that hasn't come yet starts to feel like proof that something is wrong. Nothing broke between them. No trust was lost. No love disappeared. But comparison walked in and planted doubt where there was none. That's not awareness. That's theft. And then there's the internal one, the person who worked hard to lose 20 pounds. Who earned every single one of those results? Who looked in the mirror one morning and finally felt proud? Then opened Instagram and found someone with the same starting point who lost 40. And in that one moment, 20 pounds of real hard-earned progress felt like failure. They didn't lose the weight. They lost the joy the moment they started looking sideways. You think comparison keeps you hungry, but it's actually keeping you hollow. You think it pushes you to be better, but it's really just making you feel worse about how far you've come. You think you're using other people's success as fuel. You're using it as a measuring stick. No measuring stick was ever designed to make you feel enough. The most dangerous part? You're not comparing your full story to theirs. You're comparing your process to their trophy. You're comparing your chapter 2 to their chapter 10, and that is a game you will never win because it was never a fair fight. Comparison is like running your own race, but spending the whole time staring at the lane next to you. You're still moving. You're still working. But your eyes are somewhere they were never supposed to be. And every second you spend watching someone else's pace is a second you've taken your eyes off your own path. You stumble. You slow down. Not because you're not capable. Because you forgot you were running your race. Not theirs. Yours. The finish line didn't move. You just stopped looking at it. Please, run your own race. Successful people don't focus on others. They put their head down, they stay in their lane. They measure themselves against yesterday's version of who they were, not against someone else's today. That's not ignorance of the world around you. That's the discipline to protect what matters most. Your focus, your energy, your joy, because joy isn't waiting for you at the finish line. It lives in the process, in the progress, in the showing up. And the moment you hand that over to comparison, you don't just lose the joy. You lose the point of the whole journey. When did you last feel proud before looking at anyone else? What changes if you delete the comparison and just take your next step? You were never behind. You were just looking in the wrong direction. Be honest. Who or what are you constantly comparing yourself to right now? And what has it actually cost you? Drop it in the comments. You might say the things someone else has been too afraid to admit. And if this one hit close to home, share it. Someone in your life is losing their joy to this right now. They just don't know it yet. All right, here we go. I don't usually do this, but this one is too important not to share. Here's my personal story that is 100% true. On my father's grave, I had to walk away from one of the most important people in my life. Can you guess who it was? It was my mother. Not because she was a bad person, but because she was the master of comparison and prisoner of it. She didn't want to live in our little home anymore. Why? Because her sister bought a new 3,000 square foot house that cost more than $500,000. And she needed one too. She wanted me to get rid of my Toyota. Why? Because my cousins were driving BMWs, Mercedes, and Lexus. And she couldn't stand the distance between what we had and what they had. That was not enough for her. She started focusing on my children. She wanted my kids to be varsity athletes and concert musicians. Not because she saw their potential, but because their cousins were doing it first. Anything, everything, constantly, non-stop. Comparing us, an immigrant family just starting out at chapter 1, to everyone else. Already at their peak, chapter 20. Her entire life was measured against someone else's. She could not be happy for herself, only envious of everyone else, not once stopping to appreciate what was already in front of her. And I believe, with everything in me, this was exactly why my father took his life. Because no matter how hard he worked, it was never enough for my mother. I didn't want to end up like my father, so I made the hardest decision of my life, and I walked away. That's not just a quote to me. That's a warning. Listen, I don't care if it's your best friend, your partner, your parent. If someone is stealing your joy, your peace, your life, love yourself and save yourself. No relationship is worth that price. Appreciate what you have. Thank you for watching. If quotes, life questions, and growth is your kind of thing, then please hit the like and subscribe button. I'm Corwin, your host of Ask Odyssey, and I wish the absolute best for you. But in order for that to happen, you must participate. Let's turn moments into meaning. I'll see you on the next one.